It's episode 85, and this one's full of news. EA reveals Battlefield 5. Does it go back to the future? Activision and EA do the unthinkable. No more paid DLC. Supposedly, there's some big conference coming up. This episode is brought to you by the letter E and the number 3. It's time for the Reapercast.
Round 1, fight!
The Grim Reaper Gamers are a 25 and over gaming community with members spanning the globe, playing games across all genres, but our roots are in first-person shooters. Bring your thick skin, drink of choice, and grab your controllers. GRG members are on nightly with official community nights every Wednesday. And now, it's time for the Reapercast. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Grim Reaper Gamers Reapercast. After a brief absence from the last show, thank you, Lala and Jammer, for holding up the fort for me. I am back. This is Johnny Hustler. We are here to talk about E3, so we are going to jump right into it with introductions because we have a shit ton to talk about. Second chair, Jammer is not able to be here tonight. He has a lot of crap going on, and he's pretty busy. So in the second chair is the grimmest of all Reapers, the head Grumpkin, the man behind the tomato meter. It is Lala Calamari. Jack, how the hell are you? What you drinking and what you playing?
I think I should be promoted to second chair. This is second week in a row, so I definitely think I've earned the promotion. I'm claiming it now.
So you're saying you're the Riker to my Picard? No?
Wow.
Maybe?
You have to go there.
Number 2? Number 1?
Number 2. Who do you work for?
No, he was number 1. I got it confused with the Beavis and Butthead thing. Number 1, I ordered you to take a number 2.
I'm drinking Sierra Nevada Summerfest, which is a great summer beer. Definitely pick some up if you want to have something to drink after cutting the lawn. As far as what I'm playing, I think I'm playing everything. I'm still fucking around with Destiny, and I had a major fuck up last night. I had a huge mess up.
You played Destiny?
I was kind of watching. Yeah, I was playing Destiny. That was my major fuck up. I was watching TV, and I was actually watching the Union game, and they got like these red cards. They got a double red card for this play. And as I'm doing it, I was in the process of infusing gear, and I used one of the rifles I liked to infuse something else. So I wasted one of my favorite guns. I was a little upset about that. So I was crying. I also have been playing Paladins, Elder Scrolls, and I think that's it. Call of Duty as usual. Call of Duty, yeah. And I still rage quit PUBG. PUBG can go suck a dick.
All right. In the third chair for our E3 Extravaganza, making his return, he put aside the gold chains and the IROC Z to join us tonight. It is Grex. Grex, how the hell are you? What you drinking? What you playing?
Hey, what's going on? I'm drinking Sam Summer Ale. Always good. I always like it. And what am I playing? Bless Online, Paladins on Xbox, and occasionally PUBG on PC.
You notice how he doesn't play PUBG on console?
No, PUBG on console is just painful.
That's because PUBG on console is still like the third alpha version. Why they ported the second alpha? Why they ported the second alpha for that damn game when you can port Windows to Xbox easily is just beyond me.
You know, and my frustration for that game has nothing to do with the actual game, because I kind of like the game, the settings and all that go with it. But when you go and play a game like Fortnite, and then you go load up PUBG afterwards, you just feel like smashing your Xbox with a hammer, just like Gunny did the Black Ops disc.
Oh, God. I remember that.
Well, yeah. Well, there was a couple of patches behind PC, but the game, it's just, I don't know. It's just runs so much better on PC, obviously. And I just can't. It's just so hard to play it on Xbox once you've played it on PC.
Yeah, I hear you there.
Fortnite just runs so much better. I mean, it's night and day.
Well, it's smoother on every platform. So, I'm currently playing. Well, I'm drinking a Devil's Gap from Kincaider here in Nebraska, the jalapeno ale that I love so much. Had a couple of those left because I drank all my peanut butter porters last night. Playing a lot of Paladins lately, some Call of Duty on Community Night, and Detroit Become Human. Love that game. The latest from David Cage and Quantic Dream on PS4. Excellent game if you like story-driven content. Might do a quick review on another night when we have time. When Jammer's back, we'll do that. So, all right, let's get into this because we got a lot to do. First, I almost skipped around on the agenda myself. Screwed up there. Jack, come on, you got to have something that's pissed you off. I mean, I seem to remember a gaming night that might have really pissed you off recently.
Well, I'm going to add something new to the rant. It's
Uh-oh.
when hosts don't pay attention to the fucking agenda and follow it. You're going to skip my part. How are you going to skip my part? That's just wrong.
Oh, I'd probably put you at the end. End with a good dose of anger.
Did he skip it, or did he intentionally skip it?
No, are you kidding me? This is where I can sit back and do nothing.
Yeah, so my rant this episode has to deal with the other night we were playing Call of Duty. We had about 9 members in, so we were playing some ground war, and just something was going on. We couldn't play hardcore, which most of the guys like, so we switched over to core, and we faced with the ugliness of quickscoping. And quickscoping and the whole mechanics involved with that can go die in a fire. It's a broken mechanic that for some reason Call of Duty still loves to have in game. And it's where a player can take advantage of Call of Duty's aim assist, so they can aim down sights for a second and fire and get headshots every single time. Now you're talking about a game that penalizes every other gun, every other player that runs around. When you're running around with your gun, your reticle bloom increases, your bullet spread increases on every gun but the sniper when you're doing a quick scope. I've had parts where I was shooting the guy that was quickscoping us. I hit him 3 times with the bar.
Mm-hmm.
He quickscopes me. I'm dead. I hit him. I had 3 hit markers on him. I still die. There was no way to beat that. And it was just a completely garbage mechanic. It ruined the core mode. And it's a shame because I prefer core. I don't like hardcore as much. I think that game allows people to kind of sit in corners, hide, and just pop off a shot and get a kill. I kind of like having a little bit of health before you die. And sure as shit, the quick scoping just ruined it. And I couldn't wait to get back to the hardcore. And I don't know why that's not in hardcore. I guess it's not really needed because one shot kills anyway.
Because they didn't break hardcore like they did core with that shit.
I mean, it was completely a broken game mechanic. And we went from having good games with 9 people to playing that with 2 quickscopers in the room. And there was really nothing you can do. I mean, you'd hit the guy. Like I said, you hit the guy several times and he'd still die. There was just nothing. My gun couldn't fire enough bullets. So I'm getting penalized for running and gunning. This guy isn't. I don't know. Anyway, that's it. Quickscoping can go suck it.
I don't think you're going to hear too many people argue that one, at least over the age of 25. So, all right, let's get into the weekly events. We're going to go through this really quick as usual. Community night is Wednesday nights. We had a healthy dose of Call of Duty going on, as Jack just mentioned, and it got a hell of a lot better when we got to hardcore. Other than that, we've had a lot of Paladins, and like Greg said, we got a handful on Bless Online, H1Z1 on the PS, Fortnite, Destiny 2, PUBG. Yeah. Anything I'm missing?
No. I think pretty much any of the major games right now. Yeah. You got groups playing.
Even a few of the smaller ones just seem to sneak back once in a while. But as usual, check grimreapergamers.com/events and also the forums at forums.grimreapergamers.com for latest events. So, all right, we got a lot of news. We got E3 coming up. Let's talk about what's going on. Probably the biggest thing that hit in the last 2 weeks was Battlefield 5 reveal. Going to World War II with the Battlefield franchise. They brought out they had that big reveal. They had a countdown or like 24-hour notice of it. Big old about a weekend's notice, wasn't it? that they gave before.
Yeah, it was a good 24 hours, 24, 48 hours they gave.
Yeah, I think I think it was the 23rd of May that they unveiled it. It started talking about unveiled the teaser for it, and I mean obviously more coming out at E3 when they do their presentation this Saturday, June 9th. But going to World War II, there's that air mode where you can drop in parachute wise and you have to defend the points, and that new mode coming in. A handful of other things. Looks interesting. Be interesting to see them go into World War II. Now that Call of Duty's hit World War II and Battlefield's been successful with World War I.
Yeah, I'll probably wind up getting this. I know I bitch and moan about Battlefield. Battlefield 1, I actually kind of really enjoyed Battlefield 1. I enjoyed the gameplay, the mechanics, and everything with it. The only thing we had issues was when we'd have multiple squads in our Xbox party, and after the first game, we would never stay in the same team. I really hope Battlefield resolves that, but who knows? I doubt that they will. But as far as the Battlefield 5 reveal, the one thing I liked was, and people are bitching about the fact that they're continuing to add women models into it. Like they're like, oh, it's not historically accurate, blah blah blah. Like who really cares? Obviously, girls play the game, or people like to play as girls, like Grex does. It's a video game. Who cares? Like, keep the female models in. It's fine. I just think it's funny people actually are bitching about that. I don't know.
Oh yeah, they're talking about immersion in their game. Historical immersion. I'm like, you're playing a video game where you can stand on top of a goddamn Zeppelin. and 3 guys on a horse with flamethrowers. I mean, EA. That's what EA showed. That's what DICE showed as a picture. Like, okay, here's your immersion. They showed a picture from a multiplayer match with 3 guys with flamethrowers on a horse.
If you wanted authentic, you'd have 5 weapons in the entire game. Okay.
Yeah, if you want authentic,
if you want to get historically accurate.
Yeah, most of the stuff would be boring. You'd stand around waiting for the fight.
Yeah, I mean, for God's sakes, you want authenticity. Watch a goddamn documentary. This is a fucking video game.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you don't like it, don't play as it. I mean, it's the last thing that even concerns me with the game. Oh my God, there's female models.
That's just typical internet behavior. You gotta find something to complain about. So.
By the way, I'm going to give EA props for a little bit of trolling here on this one too, because did you know what they did? So the cover shows a woman, prosthetic and a gun and all that stuff, and this is what they're bitching about. So EA has put out the special edition for $20 more with a guy on the cover. It's like, okay, you want to be sexist? Fuck it. Pay $20 more.
I just don't get how the prosthetics work, but whatever. I don't.
Well, they were there, but I mean, I don't know that they're not going to be they weren't as advanced as what I'm pretty sure is going to be in the game. But I mean, there were people with prosthetics back in World War II, but
speaking of which, I'm thinking about that with Battlefield, and I always think that Battlefield 1 missed out by not creating a DLC that was based off of like a steampunk / Rocketeer, that movie Rocketeer type of game. I think they could have really went off the rails of realistic and went into something like that and done well. But that's just a side tangent. I'm just diverting the conversation.
Well, it'll be interesting though, and obviously we're going to see more. We'll have more to talk about in our E3 reaction show in a couple weeks. So,
the big news was
both Call of Duty and for Black Ops 4 and EA for Battlefield 5. They're finally ditching the damn season pass, the paid DLC. For God's sakes, finally. They finally joined the rest of the gaming industry in the last 2 years. It's going to be the microtransactions, it's going to be the Barbie dress-up shit like we always talk about, and that's fine. I mean, perfectly fine with that. I'm actually more likely to buy that than I am pay-to-win shit.
I wonder how badly player population kills them in later DLCs. Or it's almost become a thing where like you don't buy the DLCs, the last DLCs, because nobody's playing it and you can't get in the game. So other people aren't buying. So it snowballs in reverse. So they can't sell it. And you got to imagine, okay, so they're spending all this time, all this money creating the new maps, new DLC, and fewer people are buying it on a regular basis. Where now you're having trouble getting games going.
Yeah,
It
I
just
bet.
makes
And with the way Battlefield 1 had such a prolonged time in between them, definitely.
oh, that was painful. They took forever and a day to get the first DLC out. Most people were already done with the game by then.
Yeah, they
They
screwed
needed to
that up.
release that. Yeah, they needed to release that DLC within 3 months.
Yeah, they blew it. They blew it. We for years have defended this Battlefield season pass, and they blew it with Battlefield 1.
Oh my god,
They killed
was
it.
such a. I bought it and it was such an enormous waste because I never got around. I don't even think I played the last DLC.
I don't
Which
think I
was a
have
shame.
either.
No.
In fact, well, I mean, you look at when the last DLC came out, they were deep discounting the first ones.
Yeah,
and they usually
yeah.
wait
Now
2
they're
years to
giving
do
them
that
away.
shit. Mm-hmm.
So now with Battlefield 1, you can get the DLCs for free. And I guess they're looking at like how Fortnite handles it. I mean, Fortnite gave away their game for free. You can play the game unrestricted for free. And if they throw in the battle pass, they sell you skins, and they actually make it seem like it's something you want to buy and something you want to you want to buy the skins, you want to buy the battle pass. If you buy a battle pass, you actually earn enough virtual bucks to buy the next one if you play through it. So it's like a no-brainer. Like, hey, if you're playing the game and you enjoy it, you buy the battle pass, you can unlock skins, or you can unlock the dance moves, unlock all the bullshit you want in the game. They're making money hand over fist with Fortnite. It's crazy how much money they're making with that game. And they can make changes to their game, no problem. So I think other companies are seeing how that works, and they're seeing the fact that their DLCs that they spent all this money and time developing and no one's buying, they finally hit home. And these were the last two, and I'm glad to see it go.
Yeah.
It
So
had
we're
to
gonna
go.
see a battle pass on Battlefield.
Absolutely, you will. You absolutely will see a battle pass.
Yeah, you'll see it. I mean, everybody's going battle pass now. I mean, Fortnite's making more than the gross domestic product of 3 small countries, for God's sakes. I mean,
just think how easy it is. So, okay, so you have a battle pass and they throw in skins. So every 10 levels, you unlock a new weapon skin.
Yeah.
People are going to fucking buy it.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wish Paladin's battle pass was better because I'd buy that.
We kind of got it for free thanks to high res, but yeah, that one's a little lacking. I think they need to like revisit how that works.
Yeah, they got to get in there. I mean, they've got some good things going, but they're not quite there yet with that. And hopefully they'll be there soon because that's a hell of a game.
Oh yeah, well they designed that game based off the Smite purchase. You know, that business model, and things switched from that business model to the battle pass.
Yeah. So good to see EA and Activision join gaming for the last 2 years. About time. Guess you got to take it in the shorts a few times before you finally figure it out what the next big thing as far as money making is. So we're we'll get more details as we segue over to E3. We will be getting more details over the weekend as E3 actually technically starts on the 12th, if I remember right. But now you've got so many, you've got Saturday, Sunday, and Monday with all the major companies doing their big presentations ahead of time, and then E3 is mostly, I think Nintendo putting out a video on YouTube, and then everybody demonstrating on the floor at E3 these days. Yeah, and you'll get some of the smaller publishers making announcements then too. But the big stuff is 9th, 10th, and 11th.
Yeah, those are all the press briefings. Those are when all the press briefings are.
Yeah.
And then they open the general floor on the 12th.
Yep. And EA actually, EA's considered part of E3, but they have their own play event running the weekend, the 9th, I think it's the 9th through the 11th, where they have their own displays and everything. They have their own venue. So they're going to actually be leading off with their press conference at EA Play on June 9th. So let's start going down the list here. We're going to go in kind of a chronological order according to the schedules we've seen. You can find those on Twitter. And I think they're in our they're also in our thread on E3 at forums.grimreapergamers.com. So let's talk about Electronic Arts. Obviously we've talked about Battlefield 5. We're going to be seeing a lot of Battlefield 5. Apparently going to be a lot of shit for Madden being brought up as well. What do you guys expect to see? I mean, obviously gameplay. We're going to see gameplay for Battlefield. What else do we expect?
Here's what I think EA is going to do. I think they're going to be pretty much begging for forgiveness from gamers. They fucked up in the last few years. Gamers sure as shit let them know. And I think now they got to try to win back players. So they're going to be begging for forgiveness. They have to really work really hard to regain the trust of the gaming community. I think one of the things they're going to really show off is the fact that they're not going to do loot boxes any longer. So any game that that's coming out next year will not have loot boxes, and they're going to let you know that that's the case. As far as games they're going to be showing off, I think the biggest one they're going to show off right now is Anthem. I think that's going to be their prominently featured game. They're aiming right at Destiny. So is this going to be the Destiny killer? I mean, I don't think it's going to be too hard for them to do it if they put together a decent game. But I think they're going to really show it off. It's going to be all over the place. It's going to be playable at the event.
It's definitely going to be their biggest announcement.
Yeah, that's going to be a huge announcement.
It all depends on how and if it's going to be co-op or if there's going to be any PvP involved in it or anything like that. So I think that's going to be the real story there.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do with Anthem. I mean, you got members of the BioWare team that created Mass Effect, the original. It's going to... And obviously, from what we saw last year at E3, the little bit that we saw last year, it looks like Destiny is square in their sights right now. So there's going to be a lot of eyes on this press conference for that reason alone, to see, do we have the Destiny killer? A lot of companies have been trying to go to the Destiny killer. Nobody's really gotten it yet. I think about the only group that has killed Destiny is Bungie themselves, but
yeah, pretty much. I think the Division was shooting for it, and it's not at that level yet, but close.
Well, we're gonna have to see what Division 2 brings.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's going to be another big announcement. I mean, we're getting ahead of ourselves there, but we can talk about that when we come up to it. But yeah,
I don't think that, like I said, I don't think that it'll be hard to really beat Destiny. Destiny 2 was a huge misstep for Bungie. They made it way too casual. So I think really that you have Anthem's going to definitely interest people, and if they can, hit all the check boxes, check off all the check boxes and get it right, I can see it surpassing Destiny 2 because you won't see a Destiny 3 for a very long time. I think Bungie's going to try to counter it, but they already have the framework that they have with Destiny 2, and they're not going to be able to fix and do the stuff needed. So I think Destiny 2 is in trouble.
Well, and you have the rumor going around with Bungie. I don't mean to go off of, and we don't really have them on there because they don't know who they're going to talk, whose conference they're going to go through. But you have rumors going around now that Bungie has secured funding from another group for their next game, and it's not Destiny. I mean, are they? They're splitting off. They're splitting off into another IP, is the rumor. So if that's true, that's really going to hurt Destiny in the long run.
Well, I don't know about that because you have set development teams, and if they're going to create a new project, they hire the people needed for the new project. So I don't know how that works or how Destiny. I can't imagine Bungie just saying, "Okay, we have 100 developers on site that were all working for Destiny. Now we're going to split it in half." No, I think if they start a new project, they're going to hire the people needed to run with the new project. I don't believe for a second that they won't focus on Destiny and Destiny 3. I mean, it's the amount that it sells. It'd be foolish not to. I mean, I that would be my priority. Obviously, they probably want to do a different game or create more than one game, But as far as like abandoning Destiny, no, I don't think that's going to hurt them one bit.
So yeah, I guess we're going to see. Oh, another rumor with EA. It wasn't on the link that I saw here, but another rumor I heard is that they are going to, last year they shuttered Visceral Studios, who was working on that single-player Star Wars game. They shuttered that. They moved a lot of them over to another project. The word is you're going to hear they're going to be coming up with their Star Wars game, and the rumor there is Destiny style. So Star Wars Universe Destiny style game. Whether we see that at E3 or if it's just a rumor for down the road, who knows?
Where do I sign up for that? Can I pre-order now?
Yeah, that's pretty much printing money.
Yeah, basically.
All right, so, and then, like I said, Madden, Battlefield, we're going to see a handful of things. I think you're right. This is going to be we're sorry. Please forgive us. Please don't break us type of press conference.
I'd be curious to see what they show for Battlefield 5 and what the different game modes they have for it. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. It's going to be good.
I'll get it. Even though I say I'm never going to buy Battlefield again, I'll buy it.
Then we go on to Sunday the 10th, and in the afternoon, I believe, 3 Eastern maybe? 3 Central or 3 Eastern, I can't remember offhand. Microsoft, the Xbox conference. A lot of speculation going on. I'm hearing some sequels. I think we're going to see a couple of old favorite franchises, and possibly even Crackdown 3 finally gets a release. We don't know. We've been saying that for,
That's
5
my prediction.
years? No, that is not your prediction. You didn't even care about the last two.
No. That was supposed to be a launch title, correct?
Yes, it was.
Okay. And how many years are we in the Xbox?
5.
Yeah, here's a rumor.
Yeah.
Crack Nukem.
This isn't my prediction, but it's a rumor. But this goes along the line with my predictions. Is they're saying that Crackdown 3 may have a battle royale mode. But who does it at this point?
That goes with my 2018 prediction. Everybody's going to be battle royale.
Yeah,
and we haven't been far off.
It's if you don't have a battle royale mode.
Yeah. That's gonna be my next. That's gonna be my bold prediction for 2019. Somebody won't come out with a battle royale.
Yeah. Well, that's an easy mode to generate, and people like it. I think you're going to see, obviously, from Microsoft, you're going to see Forza Horizon 4, and I'm looking forward to it. I thought I liked the regular Forza series better, but I enjoyed Forza Horizon 3 a lot, and I'll probably wind up getting Forza Horizon 4. I mean, obviously, Forza games, they're the most gorgeous racing games you can get for console, and Horizon series was just fun. I mean, it was just outright fun. It's not the most realistic or sim oriented that Forza is, but it's enjoyable. It's a good time, and I definitely, if they come out the 4, I'm going to be getting this, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they have for it, because I think that's going to be a big one for Xbox.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be a lot of sequels for their their properties, and you got a prediction coming up here. Why don't you get into that so we can talk about it, because your prediction.
Okay. Okay, so the rumors are, and what my predictions are is, well, obviously Gears of War is going to be announced, and they're going to announce 3 titles. So obviously they're going to come up with a sequel to Gears of War. There's rumors that they're going to have a real-time strategy Gears of War title, and they're going to try to pull in the PC players into the franchise. But my real prediction to go with it, my E3 prediction, is they're going to introduce a battle royale with cheese, Gears of War, and that is coming out. And so they're going to come out with 3 titles, or they're going to announce 3 titles at E3.
Yeah,
I don't know how a battle royale would work with Gears of War, but that's
actually,
I'm
you know what?
Towards.
That fast-paced third person, that actually could be probably the big franchise that actually lends itself best to battle royale. The only thing is they'd have to expand their maps, because their maps are not huge. The maps for Gears multiplayer traditionally, they're going to have a bigger map for it, because those are really compact maps, because they're what, 2v2, 4v4 type of stuff. I mean, it's not there. We're not talking huge numbers in the games. So that they're going to have to actually build bigger maps for that. But that I could see that gameplay style being easily transitioning over to Battle Royale. And obviously, Halo is the other big,
Yeah.
the other big gun.
That's my thing. Yeah, I was gonna say Halo 6. I don't know if it'll be released in 2019, but at least we'll get a teaser for it.
Well, you would think they're about due, aren't they? I mean, when was
It is.
5 came out at?
3 years ago.
Yeah, I mean they're about due. What else has 343
Absolutely.
been working on?
Well, they usually just release a teaser at first and then a year off, but it's been so long since Halo 5, and that wasn't super well received that maybe they're ready to release one sooner, and that'd be awesome if they did. Because my other thought is the rumors were that they're creating a battle royale mode for that game as well. But I want to say it's their release. They're going to probably tease Halo 6, but release the battle royale mode for Halo 5.
That would make a lot of sense, especially if 6 doesn't come until at least 2019.
Yeah.
They got to have something out there. I mean, Halo's been pretty quiet in the last year and a half. And Microsoft, they've been getting bombarded by fans for not having more first-party titles. Sony's clearly winning that battle. So they got to get this. I think their press conference has to be very first-party heavy. They got to have a ton.
I agree with that completely. And I think that's where you're going to see a lot of exclusive Microsoft titles at E3. And I think with the Halo, I think that's obviously their big shooter, and they definitely need to push that. They got hit on the nose with Halo 5, not as popular as it was before, which is a shame because Halo 5 with Forge, I love Forge maps and the stuff, the games styles they offer, the game modes they offer for. I mean, you can play anything from a serious game mode all the way to like trying to survive being flushed down a goddamn toilet. So they had all different game modes for Halo 5, like in Forge. I mean, it's amazing. Like, yeah, we're playing one where we're driving around in warthogs, but the outside of the warthog was a pig, and you're on the farm, and you had to try to run over the Spartans. I mean, it's crazy shit. I don't know how these people do this stuff, but they do some really cool stuff with Forge, and it's a shame that people aren't really playing Halo as much as they should, because that just gives you endless free maps at any game mode. I mean, it's kind of just wide open. So I'm really hoping to see it, some Halo 6 information. Hopefully they release it very soon.
Yeah.
Forge is just way too fun. And I remember that toilet flush map. It's hilarious.
And then for Crackdown 3, I mean, I joke about this every year. I mean, like, do we really think that they're going to have this released soon? Or
they got to have it sometime. Here's my thought on Crackdown. I think the problem is they can't find a way to get it to run on the old hardware, on the the original Xbox or the One or the One S. I don't think they can get it, because remember, it was all about Azure, and how the cloud was going to help, and then it was all about the power of 4K, the power of the Xbox One X, and there'd still be a way that they could bring it down to the other. I still think they're having trouble getting it to work on the original launch hardware, or launch and the One S. I think
that it's just not a fun game to play, and they're trying to make it fun. I think that they keep getting hit over the head and redesigning, and I don't know.
Well, it could be that. I mean, because the big thing was they wanted all destructible environments. Well,
yeah,
the 4K model, the One X, can handle that stuff, but how well can launch and the Slim?
Well, you should all have X's now. I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's still $500. There's a lot of people not getting the X after.
my X heats the hell up playing like some heavy games like PUBG and stuff like that. Oh my god, it sounds like a jet taking off. I gotta try to find like external cooling or something for it.
Huh? I haven't played PUBG on it lately.
Oh my
so
god, it sounds like a wind tunnel in my entertainment cabinet.
I'll have to check mine.
Oh, I have one more Xbox or Microsoft thing, and we'll see. Obviously, they've already announced it like a few months ago, but we'll see more information on the Elite Controller version 2.
Okay, I hope so.
Yeah.
A lot of people had fits with the one.
Yes, I did, and I need to get around to posting on the forums my Ghetto Xbox Elite controller. I you can get aftermarket parts and turn any controller into a pseudo Elite controller. I need to get around and post it, but hopefully, obviously, they're going to show in Elite, the Elite version too.
Okay, later Sunday, June 10th, Bethesda will be talking, have their press conference that evening. I don't remember the time offhand. But in the evening on Sunday, they're going to have their own press conference. And the big teaser that came out for Bethesda is Fallout 76. A lot of people wondering what this is. A little bit of speculation going on. Is it an MMO? Is it another Fallout game, single player? Is it multiplayer? Is it, what are we looking at here? It's Vault 76, which was named after the tricentennial. So it takes, and I believe this takes place in like 2102, 25 years after the Great War is what they're talking about. So not far after the war, not as far as the 200 plus years that Fallouts 3 and 4 have taken place in. So what are we thinking? I got a few of my own ideas here, what we're thinking here, but what do you guys think Fallout 76 is going to be? Because this is obviously the biggest one they're going to talk about.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with what a lot of the strong rumors are. It's gonna be around building, and that whole mode that they had in Fallout 4, only because of how successful that was as a game. I mean, all the creations people built, that they really saw that. And, maybe we should make it. That's probably what. Whether it's multiplayer or not, it's not really a Fallout thing. Kind of where.
That's where I'm leaning, the building aspect. A lot of people saying a Rust clone. I'm thinking Ark, Conan style. The build, survive type of game is going to be the biggest likelihood, I would say, in my mind. I don't think this is going to be an MMO just because I don't think it falls into the naming convention. You got Elder Scrolls Online. If this was called Fallout Online, I would probably lean MMO. I don't see this happening MMO wise. I'd be on board with either, but I'm really kind of excited about a building survival game in the Fallout universe.
Yeah, it'd be Ark for you.
Well,
Ark or Rust.
Yeah. Well, Rust didn't really grab me, but Ark and Conan, I had a lot more fun with.
You like Conan's wangs, but you didn't like Rust wangs, did you?
Rust was just, I don't know. It was a pain in the ass.
I never played either one, so. If this is like the builder, like the Ark style, I guess Rust style game, I might actually buy it. It'll be the first Fallout title I get. I haven't played any of the other titles. I know I'm horrible, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I could definitely see it being viable.
Yeah, if it's a building simulator, I can see myself putting a lot of time into it. I just think I think that really lends itself well to what they did in Fallout 4. I wouldn't be opposed to an MMO as well on my end, but I think it'll be interesting to see what kind of game we get out of that. Definitely came out of nowhere.
If they do an MMO, I might be on board as well.
Oh, definitely on board for an MMO as well.
If they have a console. I mean, they have their own console, obviously.
Well, they will. They'll go console with that. Here's a question on Bethesda. Does anybody think Elder Scrolls gets teased?
I don't know. I don't think so, because they just came out with the Somerset chapter for PC that just came out, and that's coming out for the PC or for the console real soon. I think it's this week. So maybe they might show a little bit. I don't know what they would show of it. I mean, if it's already something that's out, they're going to cover it.
Yeah, probably a little teaser on it, but I mean, a little coverage of it.
They might include it, but that's already pre-ordered, so I can't wait for that. In fact, it's scary and it's cringy, but I'm trying to figure out which character I want to take through there, because I was thinking of taking my high elf through there, but then it's in the high elf lands and the queen's allowing visitors to come in, so that doesn't make sense. I mean, it's really cringy what I'm doing, so I need to just play the damn game and shut the fuck up. It's really bad.
Getting a little neck
I don't know.
beardy there.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, oh my god, my neck beard is itchy. So
now the other
I'm
one
looking
I have
forward to it, because that game, I'm telling you, like the Morrowind was so fantastic. It was such a great DLC. I'm really looking forward to Somerset. But anyway, moving on.
Devolver Digital has a press conference also on the 10th. Now they underwhelmed last year. This year it looks like they got something zombie or vampire like in their little card. This is the company that brought Hotline Miami and Genital Jousting to gamers. So I'm not sure if we have too much of an expectation for Devolver.
Yeah, I don't have anything for this.
I don't, well, there's very little said about it. And I think that's because last year's was so dumb.
Yeah.
But,
well, I mean, how do you top General Jousting? So
I don't know.
You reached your peak already.
Yeah. Literally, figuratively, I don't know. So let's get on to Monday. Monday brings Square Enix.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him. Never heard of the guys behind Final Fantasy.
Sounds awful.
It'll be interesting to see what they come out with. I know that I think the big thing I'm interested in is they teased an Avengers game last year. I think maybe we see something there. I think Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider will come out, or that we talk about that. I'm hearing Kingdom Hearts 3, and possibly in this one I could be interested in too, Just Cause 4. I enjoy, there's not much of a multiplayer aspect to that, but I really enjoy the unabashed chaos of Just Cause. So we might see a fourth there. I don't know.
What time is this? I gotta go find something else to do.
Not your thing then?
Oh, absolutely not. You didn't name one single title I'm interested in.
Okay, well maybe this next one will spark your interest a little bit. Ubisoft.
Just might.
Just might? Well, let's hope. Obviously, I think the big thing, Division 2. The sequel to The Division.
Yes. I cannot wait. Obviously, they're looking for spring. It's supposedly a spring release for this. So I think we're going to be able to see, obviously, a teaser for it. I'm hoping to see some gameplay for it. I can't imagine much will be different than Division 1. They'll probably pull the same engine and, pull out the graphics, and they'll quickly be able to create a playable version of it. Ubisoft's interesting because, man, they may not have the biggest launch titles, but they definitely follow through and improve their games over the long term. So games like Rainbow Six, Division 1, Ghost Recon, all games have improved over time. They definitely support their games, and I'm looking forward to Division 2. I love the Division 1. Yeah, and I'm really hoping to see some actual gameplay at the event.
I suspect we will.
The game is still one of the most beautiful games they've done in that Snowdrop engine, so definitely looking forward to that one too.
Yeah, they actually Division 1 they've updated it with 4K graphics for Xbox X, and it's ridiculous. I play that game and then I log into like PUBG and I feel like punching my Xbox because make PUBG look like that. That's how it should look and should play as.
So my question, does Division 2 have a Battle Royale mode?
Yeah, come on, of course. Sure.
It sort of almost already does.
Mm-hmm.
It has some similarities.
It has that one game mode, Survival or whatever, that's kind of like a Battle Royale. And then obviously the Dark Zone is just a constant 24-hour Battle Royale mode. It's just never ending.
One thing about Ubisoft is they have quietly had probably like the best 2 years of any major publisher. They really turned their reputation around in the last year or two, because they had they had a very EA like reputation for a while there, and with their support of the Clancy titles and with Far Cry, they have really turned things around for themselves. They've become a lot more gamer friendly than they've ever been.
I think it's just their long-term support of the games and their dedication to it to improve the game. So there was no reason for them to do the stuff they did to Division 1, because for the most part, after a year, that game was done, over with, and everybody's moved on, and they continue to update it to make it even better. So I really have a lot of respect for them. Looking forward to their titles.
Look at Siege as well. I mean, everybody thought Siege was down and out after the first year, and it's made a huge comeback. I mean,
it's very tactical.
Yeah, but I mean, it's brought back a player base. It kind of dropped hard and then came back. I mean, you don't ever see that.
No.
So be real interested in seeing what they have next. Even beyond Division.
Yes. Well, they have the Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yes, yeah, that got leaked out this week.
Yes, so that's going to take place in ancient Greece, and they were showing the teaser clip, and it was just basically the King Leonidas kicking the guy off the cliff, and basically mimicking the movie 300. That's not that. That's R2-D2.
Yeah, I don't think that was the soundbite you were looking for there, Jack.
Oh, I didn't hit the soundbite. I disabled that because we had issues. But yeah, it looks to be interesting. I was watching my kid play the last Assassin's Creed Origins on my Xbox X when he was out with his knee injury. He was playing on my 4K TV, and I mean, it was a gorgeous looking game. So I can't imagine it being like an ancient Greece time. It's just going to be a lot of fun.
It'll be an interesting conference. They've gone from one that I didn't care about to the last couple of years being one I definitely tune into.
I think we'll also see maybe a Splinter Cell teaser.
Yeah, they're about due for that. They have not had Splinter Cell out in a long time. This gen even, have they?
No, and it's not a game mode or game I'm into because I hate sneaking around, not shooting people. When I play Splinter Cell, I usually run in and just shoot everybody. It's just like the worst person at it. But I think we'll see maybe a teaser for that.
Well, with what Konami did to the Metal Gear franchise, this is kind of the last big stealth game left.
Mm-hmm.
Pure stealth.
Yeah.
Okay. The PC gaming show. I know this is there's a lot of interesting stuff that comes out of it, but it's a really unpredictable one, and the presentation sucks. They need to really work on this PC gaming show. They make it too much about they make it too nerdy is the problem,
running GRG and looking at Discord chat and dealing with the PC quote unquote master race. Yeah, that would pretty much hit the nail on the head. Nerdy. Yeah,
Yeah, but I mean, this is even.
Right,
I mean, I don't know if
their
you've
target audience.
I don't know if you've ever seen the PC gaming show. I think it's been around 3 years, or been a big thing for 3 years.
I have zero interest in this because obviously I don't have a gaming PC anymore. My kids stole my gaming PC.
Well,
and I'm okay with it.
That damn thing.
I retired from Guild Wars and have moved on.
That damn thing about puts me in a coma every year. I mean, it's terrible. They try too hard. It just doesn't have the presentation, and they can't decide if they want to be a third-rate late night access television talk show or an actual presentation. But if you can survive it, there's usually some good tidbits. But I really don't know of anything major that's been, I mean, obviously there's going to be probably a few battle royales coming out.
Yeah, there's going to be a million battle royales. It's going to be crazy with them.
But I don't know of anything major coming out there. So that brings us to the final big one on Monday, and that is Sony. And it's going to be another one that is probably first-party heavy, maybe with a few surprises. It's, I mean, they're obviously one of the big ones they're talking about is going to be Spider-Man and Kojima's new one, that Death Stranding that has Norman Reedus from Walking Dead featured in there. Days Gone, the biker, Sons of Anarchy meets Walking Dead kind of game, and Ghost of Tsushima. That's a little more for the JRPG fans out there. Been a few speculations there. I think Sony's going to have another good press conference, although Sony has sometimes been light on E3 and waited until like Paris or Tokyo Game Show.
Yeah, that's what my point was going to be as well. I don't think they're going to show too much. They're going to show the obvious titles, and they're going to save their stuff for their stuff. Save the big announcements for their events. But I do think maybe from the rumors that I saw was a remake of Siphon Filter.
Yeah.
which was kind of interesting because that was probably one of the first games I ever completed. Back forever ago on that PlayStation 1, the first Siphon Filter. Is a time I was we were waiting for our townhouse to be built, and we were out of our apartment, so I was living with the in-laws, so I had nothing to do but hide in the room and play Siphon Filter. So I actually finished the damn game. It was a great game. I enjoyed it. It was the first one. I didn't play the other ones, but
Well, big one I'm looking for there is more about Spider-Man. That's kind of the last big one I'm really looking forward to on Sony as far as their first party stuff. Last of Us Part 2.
Which Spider-Man costume do you want?
You know, I like kind of the normal one, but I see that the Avengers Iron Spider one is pre-order bonus.
So I would have to go with the black Spider-Man, with the Venom, the pre-Venom, the black with the white,
the symbiote, the symbiote spider suit.
Yeah, I like that one.
That was good. I like the tweaks they've made to the traditional that they have, with the big white spider on it and the blue and red a little more integrated.
I don't like the white spider at all.
I kind of like that for what they did on the at least the one they've shown off on the game for PS4.
I wonder if they'll throw stuff in like the Spider-Gwen and all that other crazy. Now, there's so many spider people in Marvel anymore. I can't keep track.
That might be DLC, but nothing I've heard of there. Although I think the Miles, Miles, what's his last name? The one that took over for a while in some Spider-Man titles.
Yeah.
What, the Spider-Man universe one?
Yeah. I think they got him as a DLC pre-order as well. Rumors of a PlayStation VR upgrade, headset upgrade as well. I'm going to bring out my prediction for E3 here. There's been a lot of talk about PS5, and my prediction is no new consoles, at least not by the big three. You will not hear about the next Xbox. You will not hear about the next PS, and you won't hear about any Switch overhauls or any changes to the Switch modifications. I really think those are just bullshit rumors being floated by the usual sources.
Well, obviously, I don't think there's a next Xbox coming because the Xbox X just came out. So I think obviously they're working on it, but it's nowhere near announcement. Switch is pretty new. I think there's a PlayStation 5 Prime soon to come out. I don't think it's going to be announced at this event.
No, I don't see that being announced even at their events later this year. Tokyo, Paris, we'll any of those, Gamescom, I don't see them coming out. I don't think we start to hear hints of PS5 until next E3. And a lot of people are talking 2020 and 2021. It wouldn't make sense to talk now. You're just going to alienate. You're going to have people holding off when you have a bunch of first-party stuff coming. It'd be dumb. Unless they're going to go the Microsoft route and that console can play, Pro can still play games that, the PS5 will be able to play, just not as good or whatever. But all right, and then let's see, after Sony, we have on Tuesday, Nintendo will do their usual YouTube Direct that they will, and then they might have their Treehouse, their Treehouse presentation later, but Nintendo will have their Direct on Tuesday morning. I think it's late morning, if I remember right. So, I see. As far as Nintendo, I think it's going to be just some talk about first party, maybe a little more, maybe get a few more third party on board, but Switch had a good year. What do you think they're going to do?
They're bringing out some of their heavy hitter titles. You'll see some of those this year. Like Super Smash Brothers, I think we're going to be seeing. Metroid Prime 4. I think you'll see some information for Pokemon for Switch.
Well, they teased it over the weekend. They got that... what is it? Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. I think they got the two. They got the two titles.
I have no idea what those are, but yes,
I watched the video. I still have no idea what they are, but Pokemon's not my thing.
No. Super Smash Brothers looks interesting, so I definitely would. If that comes out, we'll probably get it for our Switch because I want to kick my kid's ass.
Lala collects all the Pokemon. He's just lying.
I do. I'm pretending I don't know. Pikachu. I'm wearing Pikachu hoodie right now.
Hoodie? I thought it was the underwear.
No, it's the full onesie. It's the full onesie. extra small, so I have moose knuckle showing. But whatever.
You know what I want out of the Switch? I want a new Punch Out.
Oh yes.
I want a new
Who would be
Punch
the
Out
main-
game.
Who would be the fighter though?
I don't know. Conor McGregor could be like
Conor
the second guy
McGregor.
right after
He
Glass
would
Joe.
definitely be. He would definitely fit in with Glass Joe and all those other guys. The Sandman.
Yeah, and I don't know. Maybe they don't get a sponsored fighter. Maybe they go back to something like Mr. Dream when they replaced Mike
Mhm.
Tyson years ago. But or
Mike Tyson would probably lend his name back into it. He needs a few dollars.
yeah, that might be interesting. I want a new Punch Out. I love Punch Out. I really want to see that come back.
Well, I think obviously the no-brainer for Nintendo, what you're going to see there, and as a third-party title, absolute no-brainer, is some little title called Fortnite.
Oh yeah.
So I obviously think that's. I mean, you have it on phones, you have it everywhere else. It's got to come to Switch.
That's the big rumor.
Yeah, and I think that that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I'd say that's almost a certainty.
Yeah, and I definitely want to play against those on Xbox. No, I don't want to play against the PC people because you can do cross-platform on Fortnite, which was really cool because I play with my kids. They were on PC, and they joined my Xbox party, and it was awesome because they told me how bad I sucked at the game. It was great. I loved it. Family bonding. You suck, Dad. You suck. Why do you die so quick? Shut up. You're grounded.
I'm lucky. My kids are still young enough where they think I'm actually good.
Yeah, Fortnite I'm not very good at. I try. I enjoy the game. Just can't panic build.
Well, yeah, it's so fast that I can't keep up with most of the players on that game.
Well, I'm telling you, you got to go in. You got to play. Switch your controller to Builder Pro, and it makes it a lot easier. It's definitely I can build. I can almost build. But I play a lot of the bigger titles like the 50v50 or 20 versus 20 versus 20 versus 20 versus 20. Just to give me the space and time to learn how to build, because it's not, I can rely on others to kind of hold off other teams so I can like practice building or work on building my fort. It's just kind of like a way to sneak in there, learn to build. Yeah, I still suck at it. I'm not going to lie.
Do we have any other major predictions? Have we covered everybody's predictions? Anybody got anything else they want to see or expect to see in E3?
I don't have any. The last one is I still don't think they'll see a Crackdown release date or gameplay.
That thing's gonna go. If they don't, it's dead. I mean, I think it's
dead.
now.
It's been dead.
I think it's now or never for that because the X has been out for several months now. I mean, they've kind of run out of excuses for this. It was the, like I said earlier, it was the cloud, the Azure cloud first, then it was the power of the X that could really make Crackdown shine. And I mean, if they have nothing now, that sucker's gone. I could see Microsoft pulling off a third party we haven't heard of. Or not a third party, a first party game we haven't heard of. I could see an out of nowhere title.
A new IP?
New IP. I think Microsoft, I really think Phil Spencer the last 2 years has been hearing the complaints about no new IP. I think he's been doing something about it in the behind the scenes, waiting for the right moment. And I think as Sony is starting to come in their downward slide on first party, I think this is about the time. If Microsoft has something, this is the time to bring it in, to strike. And I'm not talking the rumor about NBA Jam. There was a rumor I saw about NBA Jam coming in for Microsoft because it looks like EA's given up on it, and there's been rumors of an NBA Jam. I'm talking a brand new something, like when they introduced Quantum Break, something brand new. And I could see Microsoft bringing at least one out there to talk about and start letting people know, hey, we've heard you. We know you want some first-party stuff. Here it is. That's not a sequel.
Well, that would be nice because with the movies, TV shows, and games, all we get are sequels or remakes. It'd be nice to see something brand new.
Well, and that's, the kind of the rumor about the new first parties that they're going to talk about with Sony is it's all going to be sequel, Bloodborne, Horizon Zero Dawn, sequels to those.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. Get that with the Xbox as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sequelitis.
Franchise-itis.
Yep.
I mean, look what happened to the Solo movie. Franchise fatigue.
Took a beating. Yeah.
So eventually, at some point, you got to come up with something new.
Yeah. Someday. All right. Well, let's wrap this up. I guess we'll see how close to the mark we were and various other outlets were in a week. So, and we'll be on what is that? The week of the week of the 17th. We'll call it that because we're still trying to nail down dates to record, but the week of June 17th will be when we record our E3 follow-up.
Summertime is fun.
Yeah.
Summertime is fun.
Well,
everybody's on vacation.
Yeah, once June wraps up, I get back to normal, but
well,
softball
first week of July, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'll be down at Greg's Mecca down the Jersey Shore, in my banana hammock, highlighter yellow.
Rocking the gold chains. Come on, man.
I should get some gold chains. Maybe I'll break out see if I can rent an IROC Z to fit in.
Don't forget the spray tan.
I need some sort of tan. My God, I'll fry. I'm the whitest white boy in the world.
Well, yeah, we're seeing you on video now. That you're not wrong. But
yeah, that's just me.
All right, let's welcome new members into the community. I almost said the clan. The community. Welcome to GRG. We've had a handful that have come in on both consoles and PC. Welcome. Did play with a couple of them here this week. A couple of good guys. So, welcome to GRG. Don't forget to fill your friends list. Like I said, next show is recorded somewhere in the week of the 17th of June. That's the best we can give you. We're still going to work on that. 21st, I think it is. 20th or 21st, 20th, I think will be when it releases, the usual Wednesday schedule. So,
what the hell are you talking about?
Just talking about when the next show will be out.
Anyway, no one cares.
Don't forget to check our Facebook page, facebook.com/Grim Reaper Gamers, and there's no jammer to hit me with the Twitter, so it's grgamers.com, spell out the DOT. Also, the email, reapercast@grimreapergamers.com. If you agree or disagree or think we're full of shit, send us an email.
I dare you to.
As usual, check out the forums.grimreapergamers.com. All right, Jack, Grex, thank you. Glad you guys could come in and help get this E3 extravaganza going. Appreciate it. So, for Jack and Grex, this is Johnny Hustler saying stay safe, have a good next couple weeks, and never game alone.